我都係佢嘅 fans 嚟嘅，好興奮可以同佢合作啦，因為始終都係動作電影嘅大師嚇。第二咧就係我第一次同佢合作，所以對我嚟講亦都好新鮮，帶俾我好多。
My first pick at number 5 for the top 5 Sammo Hung fight scenes comes from the movie SPL, aka Killzone. Why I selected this fight scene is because I like the way it's like the old versus the new, and Donnie Yen being the hot new kung fu action star, and Sammo Hung, the grizzled veteran of the industry, and it's Donnie Yen choreography. So we get to see Sammo Hung work within the Donnie Yen framework. We get some suplexes, some kinetic Donnie Yen style kicks, and it's Donnie Yen's speed and agility versus Sammo's girth and brutality in this fight scene. So this is why the fight scene between Donnie Yen and Sammo Hung comes in at number 5 from SPL, aka Killzone. My number 4 Sammo Hung top 5 fight scenes. My number 4 pick is from Twinkle Twinkle Lucky Stars. It is Sammo Hung taking on Richard Norton. Why I picked this fight scene is because during this time, in the late 80s, I was just discovering modern Hong Kong at the time. Modern Hong Kong movies, fight scenes and movies like Twinkle Twinkle Lucky Star. So it's a sentimental favorite, but the brutality of the fight scene between Richard Norton and Sammo Hung, and the comedy mixed in, especially when he asked him how painful is it, and he's like, my whole damn body's numb. You know, that really made this a favorite of mine. Also, the Sammo Hung fight choreography, I call it like Chinese kickboxing style. I know it's not that, but I call it that. Chinese kickboxing style is on point, and when Sammo choreographs the moves, especially in these movies, the Lucky Star series, that the ones that he did, and other, what I consider the pinnacle, excuse me, of Hong Kong action cinema, when it's action, not just kung fu, but action. Sammo's brutality and his improvised use of props and weapons really hit home for me. So this is why I picked the fight between Sammo Hung and Richard Norton from Twinkle Twinkle Lucky Stars at number 4. My number 3 pick is Sammo Hung versus Beardy, Leung Kar-yan from Enter the Fat Dragon. First, let me say I could watch Sammo Hung and Leung Kar-yan fight all the time. They have great chemistry together, whether it's in a traditional costume film or like this one, it's a modern day, for the time, I think it was the 70s, modern day setting in a modern day. Their timing, their rhythm, their comedic timing in the fight scene is excellent. And again, choreographed by Sammo Hung. And although Sammo Hung is not a Bruce Lee imitator, he does Bruce Lee mannerisms quite well. So, but he also has his unique flavor on the fight scenes, and it just proves Sammo Hung's mastery of his craft. So coming in at number 3 is my pick is Leung Kar-yan versus Sammo Hung from Enter the Fat Dragon. My number 2 fight scene comes from The Magnificent Butcher. The end fight, not shown in its entirety in these next clips due to copyright issues, of course. But Sammo Hung takes on Lee Hoi Sang. Choreography by Yoon Woo Ping. And again, Sammo shows his versatility as a performer because he can take on the choreography of others, particularly Yoon Woo Ping, who, in my estimation, is up there in the top 5, if not the top 3 of martial arts kung fu movie choreographers, bar none, in my opinion. And Sammo takes on the role of Butcher Wing and the Hungar type fighting with grace and his agility from the opera training. And Lee Hoi Sang always makes a good heavy, good foil, and then we get some comedy also in this fight. So this is my number 2 pick, Lee Hoi Sang versus Sammo Hung from The Magnificent Butcher.
Steel fingers! Hut, hut, what? Hut, hut, hut.
We were given an option in our picks to put in 2 honorable mentions to include in our video. I picked 2 from some of my favorite Sammo Hung movies. And the second honorable mention, so the first one that you will see, comes from Sammo's directorial debut with The Iron-Fisted Monk. I'm a personal fan of team-up fight scenes, and Sammo teams up with Chen Sing to take on Fung Hak Ong and some of his minions in the fight scene. Even though it was Sammo's directorial debut, it was not his first time in action choreography, fight scene choreography, but he does an excellent job in blending his offense and defense with Chen Sing's offense and defense to take on Fung Hak Ong and the other minion in the scene. And it's one of the reasons it comes in as an honorable mention to me. Iron-Fisted Monk is one of my favorite old school kung fu movies, and it would always have a special place in my heart, if for no particular reason other than it was Sammo's directorial debut, and we got to see in that film the crafting of Sammo as the director. A little rough at times, but with practice things become better. But I really like it as Sammo's directorial debut, and he's using a lot of Hungar type moves and stuff, and so was Chen Sing. But he had to get through that to get to his personal style of how he wanted to direct, and how he uses a lot of fighting techniques and styles, even if they're made up for the screen. So this is one of the reasons it's my honorable mention. My next honorable mention comes from Knockabout, and it's Sammo teaming with fellow opera classmate and junior brother Yoon Bu to take on Lau Kar Wing in the in-fight scene in the restaurant in Knockabout. Sammo doing monkey style because of his girth and his weight. Always is interesting for me to watch because I'm a big fella too. No doubt cannot move like Sammo, but it's good, and I like to see his agility and his creativity in the choreography of the fight scenes, as I've mentioned in every other video clip that we've seen in regards to Sammo being the fight choreographer. And again, it's a team up, and he teams with Yoon Bu, whose agility, kicks, and body control is through the roof. And then we got Lau Kar-wing with a more solid style, and I loved him in the Sammo movies when he played the bad guys. So this is my first honorable mention. You will see a second, but it's my first honorable mention in the Sammo Hung top 5 fight scenes.
Him, he's the good monkey. And me, I'm the bad one.
And now for the coup de grace, my number 1 pick is from Encounters of the Spooky Kind, where Sammo is possessed by the good Taoist priest and takes on various personas, again showing his great skills in fight choreography and his great skills in being able to embody those personas in his performance, showing his ability to shift from the Wushu child with the spear to the monkey, the embodiment of the Monkey King. And his choreography of his opponent with the straight sword. To me, this was the pinnacle of Sammo's choreography and his creativity, both in the action and fight scene direction of the movie and the movie overall. Encounter of the Spooky Kind has to be one of my favorite movies, not just kung fu movies or martial arts movies, one of my favorite movies ever. And I will never tire of seeing it. So this is one of the reasons I picked this fight scene as my number 1 pick. So there you have it. Those were my top 5 Sammo Hung fight scenes. I want to thank the Asian Cinema Circle for allowing me to be a part of this joint project. It was very fun, and I had to rack my brains because I could come up with my top 40 or 50 Sammo Hung fight scenes if we include those which he was not a performer in, but just the action director. I tried to include picks from various types of Sammo Hung films, and while these are my top 5 that I did for this project, I mean, I could have included so many Sammo Hung fight scenes, as I just said. So his breadth and body of film work is so amazing and so extensive. It is hard to limit yourself to 5, but I tried to do my best to do that. So I want to again thank all the members of the Asian Cinema Circle. In my description, I'm going to have links to their channels because we're jointly releasing this video Sunday, 1 p.m. my time, but 6 p.m. I believe BST time, so British time. And go look at their picks, and I'm going to be anxiously awaiting their picks too. And it was great to collaborate on a project like this, and I look forward to doing another one. Again, I want to thank all the members of the Asian Cinema Circle. They all have great channels. They all have great things they're doing on their channels in relations to Asian cinema. So let's give them a shout out. If you haven't already subscribed to them, once you click the links in the description, please subscribe to them. Tell them Film Fan Dojo sent you. And again, I'd like to thank you for choosing the channel. Leave your comments below, because I know you guys are gonna be like, you left out this, you left out that. So leave me your comments in the comments section, and list your favorite Sammo Hung fight scenes. I always like to read those, and because I might get some ideas. It might be some movies I haven't seen or fight scenes I overlooked. So please do that. Thanks again for tuning in to this channel as always, and I hope that you guys have a great day. Peace.